The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes, 1901 to 1967. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. Okay, this is a poem by Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes was born in Missouri. He was a poet, an activist, a novelist, a playwright. He was one of the leaders of the Harlem Renaissance, which were a group of artists and scholars and dancers who from Harlem in the 1920s and 1930s. Okay, he was an equal rights activist, and that's really what this poem is about. This poem is about the rivers and the relationship between Negroes and the rivers. He says, I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. So he's linked to the rivers, but I think he's saying that the African American is linked to the river. The coloured people are linked to the rivers, and they've been part of rivers, or rivers have been part of them forever. That there are rivers older than the human race, that he knows rivers that are older than the human race. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. So his soul is deep. I think this deep soul, this is talking about patience, and the patience that his people have shown down the centuries, and I think they are waiting for finally justice, for a fair deal. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. So the Euphrates is in Mesopotamia. I think the Euphrates goes through Iraq, the Tigris and the Euphrates. This is where the city of was. This is the beginning of civilization. So he's saying he swam in the black people have been swimming in the Euphrates since the dawn of time. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. So here now is he's built himself a hut and gone to sleep next to the Congo. The Congo is, I think, the second biggest river in Africa, and it lulled me to sleep. So the sound of the river put him to sleep. So he's lived near the river Congo, and this is a very personal thing. Very personal, bathing in the Euphrates. Very personal, sleeping next to the Congo. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. So he looked at the Nile and built the pyramids, and this is a reflection of the fact that the black man were some of the slaves who built the pyramids, because the pyramids were built by slave labor. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans. So, okay, he's heard the singing of the Mississippi. This is a reference to Abraham Lincoln, who took a flatboat down the Mississippi River to New Orleans. Now, at that time, when he was young, this is before the American Civil War, and New Orleans was the center of the slave trade at that time, and Abraham Lincoln was the American general who won emancipation for the slaves. He won the Civil War. And so he has heard the Mississippi when Abraham Lincoln went down, and this is related to the emancipation or the abolition of slavery. And I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. So he's seen the muddy water turn all golden, and I think this is a sign of hope, that things are getting better, because Abraham Lincoln made things better for the black man in the United States. Although in Langston Hughes times things were still not perfect, they were much better than they had been 100 years earlier. And I think this is a sign of hope. He's seen the golden sunset in the waters of the Mississippi. The mud is turning to gold, and this is a sign that in the future, everything, the African Americans will take their just place in society. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. So he is part of the rivers. The rivers are actually part of him. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. So I think this soul, this deepness, I think this is to do with the deep patience that he will keep fighting. He will keep working until he and his brothers receive a fair treatment that they should receive. And it's talking about what's happening to, or what has happened to the African people, that they started in the Garden of Eden, because the Garden of Eden is the Euphrates, and then they were taken from Africa to Egypt to work as slaves. They were taken from the Congo to work as slaves. They were taken to America. They were taken to New Orleans. That despite the injustices and hardships that they have suffered, there is hope. There is hope for the future. Abraham Lincoln has made things better, and things one day will be completely golden, that things will be fair. So, I guess enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes.